I'm bored. Let's read a book. Oh!
Click, click, creak. Hold that wagon. Told her that young blade was no good. Watch it. Make way for the royal guard. Feeling rather than seeing 4 mounted guards trotting toward the inn I had just left was more than a little unsettling, since my perceptions were not sharp, giving me only a rough outline of bodies and objects. Under my hands the reins felt slippery, and even with the wind gusts ruffling my hair and the cold tingling at my ears, the sweat dribbled down my face and neck like icy trickles from a glacier. I patted Gerlach again to steady him. Way for the guards! No horse over there. Don't care what you heard. At the first intersection, no walls to hug, and storefronts and doors opening on both sides of the road, I eased Gerlach into the middle of the road, continuing to pat his neck with one hand and straining to sense objects and bodies before they could collide with us. Guard revolt in Freetown. Shameful. Did you hear about Otterk? In the market scarcely worth eating. I saw a horse. For a minute there. I wiped my forehead, glad that I was not permanently blind. As we walked, click, click, clack, down the stone-paved streets of Jellicoe toward the south gate. Way for the guard! Make way! After someone, second detachment this morning. Another 5 men clattered past as I edged Gerlach toward the street edge. He whinnied. Then we took a wrong turn, leading back toward the square. 5 pennies for a pound of yams? Try somewhere else if you like. I managed to get Gerlach turned around in the narrower street without brushing into anyone, but began to wonder if I should have stayed visible until I neared the gate. Of course, then somebody would have seen us disappear, and that would have been that. I sighed too loudly next to an open window of a house that projected too far into a narrow way. Who was that? Gerlach and I eased back southward in careful steps. We finally reached the southern gate. From what I could tell, there was nothing different occurring from the time we had entered, even if it had happened to be another gate. Close to 12 guards were stationed around the area, but my perceptions did give me a small jolt. Shielded much as the same I was, on the open ledge above the gate itself rested a cauldron filled with oil. Under it was a set of burners, not in use at the moment, thankfully, but I wondered what else I had missed. That, and the fact that a good Viscount used visual concealment, sent another shiver down my spine. Slow step by slow step, Gerlach picked his way through the gate area. I kept patting his shoulder. Under that sack, open the pack slowly. Black staff are loose in the city. Where's Rylan? I didn't like the conversation between the figure that seemed to be the guard captain and the messenger who had raced up on foot, nor that Gerlach and I were less than a rod from the pair. On the wing. Get him here now. What does the black staffer look like? I patted Gerlach again as we eased through the open gate, slow step by slow step, and out onto the pavement leading southward. Click, click, click. Get him up here! The guard captain's voice echoed out toward us. I shivered, and not from the wind of the north, though that was chill enough. Crossbows carried a long way. Hold up here, mother. Them guards having a stew about something. We edged past the battered and narrow wagon, on which 2 thin figures radiating the honest disorder that had to have been age, sat and pulled a single mule to a halt. Keep moving. They didn't, but we did. I had to force myself to keep breathing with each step from Gerlach, to keep patting him and sending reassuring signals to him. Without the pony, I would have been wearing crossbow quarrels. The bitterness of frozen and rotted field stubble swirled past me, and my legs seemed like they would knot into cramps so tight I would fall from the saddle, and my throat was tight. When we reached the crossroads away from a gate, I began to relax, but did not drop the light reflective shield. While I was convinced we were too far for either an Order Master or Chaos Master to detect the shield, if we appeared on an open road in plain sight of the walls, even a K away, it would only be instants before a troop was dispatched. And although Gerlach was steady, I doubted that he could outrun true cavalry chargers on the road. In the mountains, perhaps, but not on the road. So, cloaked from sight, I rode the south road quietly. As the surface changed from stone to smooth-packed clay, angling always toward the mountains, I could sense vaguely in the distance until I was certain that the walls of Jellicoe had vanished behind multiple rows of low rolling hills that seemed to lead toward the mountains. Even past noon, even with the steady Ks we had covered, wagons passed, horsemen passed, and two-post carriages. I even had to ride around peddlers on foot, and a party of pilgrims, the one-god variety. First, the hills were low and rolling, covered in the winter grass or crop stubble. The fields arranged in regular patterns and confined by low stone walls, with occasional hedgegrowers. Those huts close enough to the road for me to sense were ordered enough, if improvised and stark. When we crossed another road running east-west, or so it appeared to my limited senses, I encountered no wagons, and but a single horseman, a post rider, I suspected. As the hills had become steeper, the cultivated fields gave way to grasslands, separated from the road by a stone wall, whose maintenance was haphazard. The smooth-packed clay turned to mud frozen in ruts, and Gerlach's pace slowed even more. Very shortly thereafter, over the crest of the second hill, past the other road, beside a high tangle of brush and a dip in the road, and after listening carefully for what I might not sense, I unwove the shield. The wind was chill by mid-afternoon, and thick gray-rolling clouds that had covered the blue skies of that morning when I had left Jellicoe. For all that, never had the gray of the sky, the sear brown of the grass by the roadside, and the tan-gray walls of the field edges, never had they seemed so vivid. I dismounted and studied the brown tangle where the hedgerows overtopped the wall, then glanced to wonder of the clouds, taking a deep breath of air that seemed fresher just because I could see with my eyes again. Near the top of the hill, further along the crest and away from the road, grazed a handful of black-faced sheep. Even seeing them was welcome. I patted Gerlach. "You're one heck of a pony." He didn't even whinny, just accepted it. I took a long drink from the water bottle. My throat was dry. Not knowing what action might dissolve or cover, I had done nothing but ride and had held nothing but the reins throughout the long departure. As if to greet me along with the thunder, white raindrops began to fall upon my upturned face. At that moment, I didn't care. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on any of my videos. See y'all in the next one. Goodbye!